Hi everyone, I'm just recording this little clip just to start off the vlog. My name's Jamie. I make videos about knitting and yarn and all things fibre related. This one's just going to be a little vlog / yarn haul because I went out with my boyfriend Asha for the day. We did a little day trip up to the Dandenongs and we ended up buying some yarn. So I'm very excited to show you everything we got, but before we do that, I guess I'll just show you like a couple of clips from the day. I don't know my microphone, so the audio would be kind of bad, but it's okay. So we just had some fun, and by we I mean mostly me. We went to this yarn store. Jokes, it's actually not a yarn store. It's a florist in Mount Evelyn, which is like up near the Dandenongs. My friend Chrissy, bless her heart, told me about it. Basically, I think it's the owner's mum is like a crazy yarn hoarder like most of us are, and she just like needs to get rid of a lot of her yarn, and so she is using her daughter's shop as a way to get rid of it. And they have the most beautiful display of yarn. It's all beautiful pinks and blues and oranges and like just all like my colors basically, just like no neutrals at all. And everything is $15 a skein, and so much of it is actually like international hand-dyed yarn, which is generally very expensive to buy either in Australia or even overseas. So the fact that everything's $15, you wouldn't even get a hand-dyed skein that's dyed in Australia for $15. Like, that's unheard of. So I had to come take advantage because just how can you not? We decided to take a day trip up to this area today, and I thought, can we make a bit of a pit stop on the way? And he was very patient with me. He held all my yarn, and there's a nice little couch there, so it wasn't too bad.
It was great.
It was great, and
colourways.
I'm gonna do a haul later on when I get home, and I'll show you everything I got because it's crazy. I don't know where I'm gonna put it all. I don't think I have enough space on my shelf, but we'll deal with that. I'm stoked, honestly. I got a lot of pink, but it was also pretty. Anyway, that was really fun. I really hope she continues to restock with more of her old yarn so that I can come back before it all goes, because apparently the lady working there said there's quite a lot of people coming at the moment to get the yarn. So I think it's building up a bit of a reputation amongst the knitters in Melbourne. This is where you got to come to get the good deals. So I'm glad I came. Okay. Yeah, all good.
That's
it's fine. I just got you out. Just while we're like. Okay, it's the next day. I wasn't able to film my haul yesterday because I got home after it was dark because it gets dark so early here. So I had to wait till today, and it actually killed me because I wanted to like look at all the yarn and put it on my shelf, but I wanted to wait till I had actually done this haul first so that I wouldn't have to then take it all out of the shelf again, which makes complete sense. So this is what we are currently looking at. 2 pretty full bags of yarn. I think it's 16 skeins total. I definitely bought a lot more than I thought I would, but at the same time, I didn't expect that there'd be so many like multiples. I thought there'd be a lot of one-offs because for me, if I'm destashing, I'm more likely to destash something that's a one-off skein because I don't know what to do with it. You're a lot more limited in the types of projects you can make. So the fact that this lady like very clearly bought a lot of this yarn with projects in mind, but then just obviously doesn't have time to get around to them all and wants them to be, you know, rehomed with someone who will use them and appreciate them. I'm actually so happy about that, even though it meant that I did probably spend a bit more money than I intended to. It makes me feel a lot more confident that I'm actually going to get a lot of use out of these skeins and that a lot of them will turn into future designs or just future fun personal projects or test knits or whatever it ends up being. But I have a lot of confidence that these will turn into like proper garments, and for the price point, it's so worth it. Like I would be spending so much more money on yarn of like the same quality. So I couldn't pass up the deal, okay? So no judgment. I know I was like sort of saying I was on a yarn ban in the last video, but yeah, as I was saying before, I feel like word is definitely getting around, and I posted on my stories yesterday and I have had so many people asking me where it was, and I'm not gonna gatekeep, like I will tell people if they ask me, but I'm really happy I went when I did because I feel like unless they replenish, like I was saying before, I have a feeling a lot of this yarn's gonna go fairly quickly. And I think if I had waited till after Bendigo, which is in like just under a month, I think it's like in a few weeks time, I think if I had waited till after then, there's a good chance a lot of this yarn would have already been claimed. So I'm glad I did it. And it's kind of good, like obviously if she continues to replenish it, it's one thing, but if not, this is kind of like, you know, a little opportunity that came up that potentially won't come up again. So I'm glad I took it when I did. Okay, enough rambling. I'm gonna do like the aesthetic like pour out of the bag, and then I'll have to just like sort them all out before I show them to you. Okay, ready? Okay, that's one, and that's 2. I'll just do a quick, there you go, now you can see. That's what we're dealing with. Okay, I'm gonna go in chronological order because I actually think I more or less know the order of which I kind of discovered and chose each of these yarns or skeins or projects, whatever it is. I'll start with the one that caught my attention literally straight away. Also, I will say pretty much all of these brands, maybe except for one, are completely new to me. I have never heard of them. I've never used their yarn. I've never really even seen their yarn. I mean, maybe I have and I'm not aware of it, but yeah, all of these brands that I bought are completely new to me, like completely new dyers, a lot of them international. So I'm really excited to like welcome these new dyers and these new yarns into my stash and kind of broaden my horizons a bit, because I definitely do tend to kind of stick to what I know. Maybe I'll do it kind of like as I go through these and like find their Instagrams. I don't really know when these yarns were bought. They could have been bought many years ago. I mean, they all are in great condition, so who really knows? But some of these dyers, who knows if they're still around? I really don't know, but I'm gonna just kind of, I guess, go on a little deep dive as we go through each skein. But anyway, this one is from Noodle Soup, and I love the little logo, and it says, "Yarn that's good for the soul." I sure love that one as well. He thought it was so clever. So this is a UK dyer, I think, because it says the website is .co.uk. And the yarn is a super sock, so it's a sock yarn, 75% superwash merino, 25% nylon. I don't know what that was, sorry. 75% superwash merino, 25% nylon. It doesn't have a colorway name, which is a bit of a shame. So I actually have no idea, but I love it. I've been really into pinks and oranges at the moment. As you will see, pretty much all the yarn I bought is some kind of pink or orange, or pink and orange combo. I think there's only one I bought that doesn't have pink or orange in it, so yeah. There was just so much, and it's just like my favorites at the moment. So anyway, we've got plenty now, but yeah, this is just like a beautiful really like vibrant pink. Definitely gonna make a pair of socks out of these, I think, unless something else comes to mind, but most likely this will be a pair of socks. I'm just gonna do a quick little Instagram. Noodle soup yarns. Yes, okay. Are they still active? Yes, I think so. They've been posting this month, so that's good. Okay, great, beautiful. So this is the Instagram. You can see it's at Noodle Soup Yarns. The dyer is Charlie and they're based in Norfolk. Why can't I say this? Norfolk? That's probably right, Norfolk, UK. And Charlie, the business owner, is LGBT plus and neurodivergent, which we love to support. So happy Pride Month, and I think this is her. So shout out to you, Charlie. I will try and find out if this has a colorway name, but yeah, I absolutely adore this and can't wait to cast it on. Also, just like the fact that there are so many international dyes, it just makes me wonder like where this lady bought all this yarn. Like, did she buy it online? Did she buy it whilst traveling? My friend Chrissy suggested that maybe she's someone who likes to go on those like knitting cruises around the world. Like, I don't know, but it's crazy. There was so much more than what I have here, honestly. So I'm just like, wow, like really blown away. Okay, I'm pretty sure the next one that I found was this absolute gem of a find. This is from Pink Queen Yarns, which is hand dyed in Germany. So that is super cool. And this is their, oh my God, I can't even deal. This is their Esme base. Yeah, I think Esme is the base name and then Bloom is the colorway. So this is 69% silk. I can't. 22% kid mohair and 9% polyamide, and I just, oh my God, I can't get over it. It's 100 grams, 350 meters, so it's basically like a sock weight, and I've never really seen anything like it. It's got like it's kind of like a single ply, but then like because of the mohair, there's a lot of like fluff around it. It's very unique, and I'm really interested to see how this works up. Once again, pink and orange, but like much lighter, of course, than the other one. There's even probably like a little bit of green throughout. I don't know if that's on purpose. I think it is on purpose. Yeah, it's kind of the same between all of them. So I have 3 of these, and I cannot believe I bought 3 skeins of yarn that contain majority silk. Like, I really don't ever buy yarn that has such a high percentage of silk because it's always so expensive. So the fact that these were $15 each is just like crazy. I can't even believe how lucky I am. So yeah, I bought 3 of these. I saw that they had 3, so I bought them all because I figured since it's quite like fluffy, I wouldn't, you know, use it for socks. I would probably, you know, make something substantial from it. And because it's already got mohair in it, like I wouldn't need to hold a mohair with it. So yeah, whatever I end up making, I'm just interested to see kind of like what the gauge ends up being. It's probably somewhere between like a fingering weight and a DK, so it's maybe closer to a sport weight, but yeah, it's probably a bit hard to tell until I actually knit it up, but we'll see. It recommends a needle size of 3.5 to 4.5 millimeters. So yeah, probably more like a sport weight. So who knows, maybe I'll design something, maybe I won't, I don't really know. It's quite a unique yarn, so I'm not really sure what we're gonna do with it, but I'm very excited to have a play around. Let me just do a quick Instagram search. Pink Queen Yarns. Yes, I think she is very much still active on Instagram. Yep, she's been posting like every day. This is her Instagram. It says that she's a sample and test knitter for Stephen West, so that's really, really cool. I'm sure maybe a lot of you guys have actually heard of these dyers because I mean, yeah, she's like got all of the MCALs in her highlights. So I think she's a big West Knits fan. Maybe some of you guys in Europe have seen her yarns in stores. I mean, I've done a lot of travel around Europe. I may have seen them. I haven't been to Germany before, so maybe if I went to Germany, I'd probably see some of this. So maybe this lady bought it in Germany. I really don't know. I'm gonna follow her. I'm just gonna go and follow everyone. Her name is Inez, and she loves knitting and dyeing, and pink is her favorite color. Me too, so we have that in common. Yeah, so that's this one. Very, very, very excited. So that was the second one I found. Then I'm pretty sure this was the next one. And honestly, I think I bought this yarn mostly because I just thought the labels were so cool and I just had to have it. But also the yarn is stunning. This is a DK weight, so I ended up getting 3 skeins, which will definitely get me like, you know, a tee or something like that. I think I used only 3 skeins to make my Heartstopper tee, so that was kind of my justification for getting them. I was like, yeah, I can definitely get at least like a t-shirt out of this. So even if I don't get like a full jumper. One of the skeins didn't come with a label, but that's okay because the other 2 did. So I'm gonna show you this label because it's just so sick. The labels are made just using, you know, cardboard, just like recycled, I guess. Or just like, you know, reusing from probably like the boxes that she gets her yarn shipments in, I would assume. And this is from Yarn Cafe Creations. And also I just love the way that they've closed the yarn is using like, let me try and open it, using like snap buttons. I'll just actually try and open them because it's probably been shut for a long time. Yeah, there we go. So you can see how cool is that. So you can actually like put it back on after taking it off, I guess. Yeah, I just thought that was so creative and clever. And then yeah, the label's just been like stamped on, or the logo's just been like stamped on to the cardboard, and I think that's great. So this is, the base is Biscotti DK, and the colorway is raspberry. I can't work out if this says tart or torte. I can't, would you say that's an O or an A? I can't work that out. Tart would make sense, but it doesn't really look like an A. So now I'm like, is torte? Is that a word? I don't know. Anyway, let me see if I can. Okay, I think it's torte because it looks much more like an O on this one. Raspberry torte. Let me Google what a torte is. Raspberry torte. Oh, it's a thing. It's a thing. I'm uneducated. It's a type of cake. It's a type of cake. There you go. You learn something new every day. Okay, raspberry. I'm assuming it's torte, not tort. Tort sounds a bit weird. So yeah, Biscotti DK, I love that name. Like, I think that's such a fun base name. It's 85% superwash merino, 15% nylon. It's a beautiful, once again, lots of pinks and oranges, but I just really love like the speckle details on this one. I can show you kind of more on this one without the label, but yeah, you can really see all the beautiful kind of yellows, oranges, pinks mixing together. So we'll maybe do another summer tea in these, who knows, I'm not sure, but I think it's just always good to have some DK weight yarn in my stash because I actually really like working with DK, but I don't feel like I work with it enough. So I'm glad I have a couple more skeins to add to the stash. Let me take a quick look at her Instagram. I'm trying to work out, I think this, I mean, it would make sense that she's based in the US since she's only using yards on the label. So yeah, I think she's based in the US. She's got 30,000 followers on Instagram. So maybe I'm, you know, maybe I'm the one who doesn't know, who doesn't know what's up. Beautiful, beautiful colorways. Wow. She's got such a, wow, such a big range of colors. I'm loving that this is like introducing me to so many new dyes. Like, this is the best. It's interesting. She says we are known for our tonal colorways. This is not a tonal, but I love it nonetheless. So yeah, maybe I'll have to check out some of her tonals as well. I mean, they look super, super consistent. You can see like some of these, well, it's not showing up very well on camera, but you can see some of these beautiful tonals, very even and consistent. But yeah, so that's these ones. Okay, what was next? I think after that was when I decided to go for the boucle. This was such a find, and I noticed this kind of early on, but I was like umming and ahhing about it, but then I was like, you know what? Once I realized there was 4 skeins, because honestly, everything was disorganized. Like, these 4 skeins were all over the place. Like, they were all in different crates. So it kind of took me a second to like actually realize that there was 4 skeins. There might have been another one hiding, but they're pretty thick. So I feel like I probably would have seen it sticking out somewhere. But yes, so I managed to get 4 skeins of this beautiful boucle. Oh, so good. It's definitely a little bit more toned down and muted than I would normally go for, but I still really, really love the colorway. And I've been wanting to do like one of those like teddy cardigans in the boucle yarn for a while, but I've never had enough boucle to do it, and I don't know, it's just like expensive. So I just like don't normally buy hand-dyed yarn in such big quantities. Honestly, it's like I really will only actually make like a proper like full like jumper or cardigan in hand-dyed yarn if I'm lucky enough to have the yarn gifted to me. That's just full transparency. Like, most of the stuff that I make using hand-dyed yarn are like summer tops and socks basically. So I was super excited because this is much more affordable, you know, $15 a skein. So what's that? $60 for 4 skeins of hand-dyed yarn is craziness. It's craziness. I still can't get over it. Anyway, so I think I'm gonna finally do that. I might find a pattern. If I can't really find one that I like, I'll probably just maybe design one or just improvise it and then see what happens. But yeah, like one of those really cute, just like, you know, teddy kind of cardigans, probably with like a collar like this, maybe without a zip, maybe with a zip. I don't know, maybe some pockets. Like I see the vision in my head, and I think this colorway is actually really practical and wearable, and I can see it being something I actually do wear a lot, even if it's like not as bright and colorful and maybe like, you know, exciting to look at. It's still really, really, really beautiful. And I really love that it's got like these like orange and kind of green bits dispersed throughout, but not like super, it's not like a lot, but there's like a little bit. And there's also like a little bit of like white lighter bits as well. So I think once I actually open these up and cake them up, I think I'll really be able to get a better idea for like the full, you know, colorway. So this is from Chelsea Luxe hand dyed refined local yarn. So that's the label, as you can see. It says Red Bank NJ. I'm going to assume that's New Jersey. I mean, yeah, it only gives yards, so that's an indication. I think it is New Jersey in the US. Colorway is rose gold, and this is 100% superwash merino, 240 yards. I think that's what the same, it's almost 245 yards. So I think, yeah, it's about like a DK boucle. I think, oh, it literally says, I'm an idiot. It says Luxe Cozy DK. So I cannot read clearly. So that's the base name, and then the colorway is rose gold. Love the handwriting as well. So cool. Let me give this dyer a follow. Chelsea Luxe. I don't know if they're really into Instagram, because I found one that may be them, but it has 24 followers and 2 posts from 2015. So there's a good chance this dyer actually might not even be around anymore. I don't think there's a website on the label, so maybe I'll just do a quick Google search and maybe I'll be able to find their Instagram if they have one that isn't the one that has 24 followers and 2 posts. Chelsea Luxe yarn. All right, yes, okay, I found the website. I believe they are still active because they've got listings on the website. So they're still around, I believe. Let me try and find if they have an Instagram anywhere linked on this. Okay, here we go. Follow us. Aha, okay. The one that I found was very much not their account. Okay, cool. So it's their Chelsea Yarns on Instagram. So maybe they've rebranded, or I don't know. So yeah, this is the Instagram. They've got 26,000 followers, and yeah, says home of Chelsea Luxe hand dyed yarn. Not really much other information in the bio other than that, but oh, so beautiful. Yeah, beautiful, absolutely stunning. Definitely gonna give them a follow. So that's these. What was next? Okay, I think these were next. So these two I got from Love and Speckles. They were one-offs, so I wasn't able to get more than one of the same colorway, so I decided to get these two. I think I will use them together. I wouldn't use this yarn to make socks. It's like a single ply superwash merino, 365 meters per 100 grams, so it's basically like a fingering weight yarn, but I wouldn't use this for socks because it's a single ply and that would not go down well for socks. So I'm not entirely sure what I'm gonna do with them. I definitely could use them separately. Like I've definitely used this type of yarn and done a one skein project and made like a tank top or something, so it's definitely possible. But I also really like kind of how they look together. They're very, very contrasting, of course. But I don't know, I just feel like they're not colors I would normally, like I wouldn't normally like think to put these two together because like, they're just so contrasting. But I don't know, I'm really vibing it. And I think unless, I do have some other single ply merino in my stash that if maybe I could put some more colors together and maybe make something bigger that has more, I don't know. But yeah, either I could like hold these together or do something striped or just do some type of color work with these. But yeah, so these are from, yeah, as I said, Love and Speckles. She had quite a lot from this brand, quite a lot of different yarns, but these are the ones I went for. And this colorway is Cupcake. This is Light Grape. And yeah, the base is just like singles, as I said. This is just like a peachy pink with like some yellow and pink speckles. That's basically what it is. And then this is just like beautiful grapey purple with some very light speckles throughout, but not super intense. So yeah, they're both kind of speckled in a similar way, which I like. So that's why I kind of think that they go well together, even though the colors aren't the same. But yeah, so I'm gonna figure something out with these. Let me just give them a little stalk. Okay, Love and, oh, actually she's got her Instagram written on her label, which I love. It's actually Terina Knits is her Instagram. So she doesn't have a specific Instagram for Love and Speckles. So Tarina is a knitter, indie dyer, artist, and a cat owner. I'm gonna give her a follow. This is her Instagram. Oh my god, such beautiful colorways. I love this green. It's super bright, but definitely does not look like it on camera. Oh my god, gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. Wow, wow, obsessed. Okay, I'm gonna do a little bit of stalking because I need to figure out where she's from. It's like the main thing I'm trying to figure out now for all of these. Just going over to her Etsy shop. Oh, she's Australian. She's actually based in Perth, so I love that. I don't think I have any yarn like that has been dyed in Perth. I'm pretty sure, yeah, I don't think I've ever bought any yarn from a Perth dyer, even though I've been to Perth twice. I was actually just there. There was some yarn at Calico and Ivy, which was the store that I went to in Perth, from a Perth dyer that I was so tempted to get because it was actually on sale, but I just didn't really know what I would do with it, with what they had, so I ended up not getting any. But yeah, I guess now I've technically bought yarn from a Perth-based dyer, so love supporting local Australian dyers as well, even though obviously I didn't directly support them, but I will definitely be following them and potentially buying more in the future. And I can't wait to tell Asher that these are from a Perth dyer. He'll be so excited because he's from Perth. So these are, okay, I finally got to a point where I was like, all right, I need to stop just only getting pink. Like, I need to get something. There were so many beautiful blues and greens, but I was just kept getting drawn towards the pinks and the oranges. But eventually I was like, you know what, these are actually so cool. Like, eventually they kind of caught my eye, and it was like, yeah, I just had to. So this is the colorway. Look how beautiful they are. Like, I cannot deal. They look so pretty in the light. Like, I'm obsessed. This is from, how do I say this? Haute knit yarn. I don't think I'm pronouncing that right. Hand dyed in Brunswick, Maine. Okay, I'm gonna go with Maine being in the US, even though there's a Brunswick in Melbourne. So the colorway is I can't say this. Azure Sunset. It's spelled A-S-U-R-E. I'm gonna ask Google how I pronounce this because I don't want to embarrass myself.
Honey, you've got a big storm coming.
Azure definition. No, not Azure. I think this is like incorrect spelling or like American spelling or something. No, it doesn't. It doesn't want. Okay. I don't think this is an English word, so it actually doesn't matter. Because Google is not wanting me to look up this word. So yeah, it's Azure Sunset. I don't actually have any idea how to say this, but that's what it is. It says it's a worsted weight. I don't know, this kind of caught my eye as a DK, but I guess maybe, yeah, it is actually a little bit thicker than this one. Interesting, I'll have to do a gauge comparison, but yeah, okay. It says worsted, so who really knows, honestly. I feel like it can kind of go either way when it comes to worsted versus DK. But yeah, it's 218 yards for 100 grams. So it definitely is a little bit thicker than the other one, which was 245 yards. So cool. I don't know if I have really any like hand-dyed worsted weight yarns. I don't think I do. I don't have anything like this really in my stash, like something that's like so vibrant, like such a vibrant orange with a blue like this. It just obviously reminds me of, yeah, I mean, the colorway is clearly inspired by a sunset, but it also just like reminds me of the beach with like the yellows and the blues and the whites, kind of like the sand and the water. So I think I'll be able to make something really fun with these. Obviously it's a worsted weight, so not really sure. I mean, maybe I'll actually end up pairing it with something else, or I don't know, but we'll figure it out. But yeah, I had to get them because they just were too good to leave out. Let me just quickly look this up on Instagram. I think they've got their Instagram. They've got like all the little icons here, but then they don't actually say what their handle is. But anyway, I'll just look up their business name. Haute knit yarn. Okay, they've got 33.6 thousand followers, and they actually follow me on Instagram, so I will be delighted to follow them back. This is their Instagram. Absolutely beautiful as expected. And then we've just got one left, so we're actually at the home stretch. That was gonna be it for me. And then I was just looking a little bit more just to see if there was anything else that I like happened to miss, because I was really hoping to get some Bien Aimee yarn because my friend Chrissy had found some there. And although I've been to Europe twice, I've done a lot of yarn shopping in Europe and I've seen her yarn a lot in Europe, obviously, like she's based in Paris, so I've seen a lot of her yarn all over. I just have never bought it for some reason. I mean, I always have like loved the colorways and she does such beautiful, pretty, bright and pastels, but for some reason I just have never, I've never done it. It is obviously really expensive over there, so maybe that's why like I didn't love anything enough to like justify spending the money. But when it's $15 and you find it, you have to buy it. So I ended up just getting this beautiful, beautiful skein. This is actually, I honestly didn't even look at it. This is a merino sport weight. Like I didn't even look at what it was. I just was like, I'm getting this. It's a merino sport weight, 325 meters for 100 grams. That sounds about right. I mean, it could probably pass as like a sock yarn. Like it's very thin, but it's more of a sport weight apparently. And the colorway is called the Hotness, which we love. And it's just a beautiful tonal, a beautiful, vibrant kind of corally pink. It's just stunning. I mean, I'm sure you all know Bien Aimee. I don't really need to go and stalk her Instagram for you, but yeah, it's got all the French on it, which we love. I'll have to go and translate that, I guess. It actually has a price tag still on it, and I'm assuming this is in USD because I highly doubt anyone in Australia would be selling it for 36 Australian dollars for like an imported international dyer. That is like that's like not a thing. You could get hand-dyed yarn that's dyed in Australia for that much, but I just can't imagine that anyone would sell it for this much. So that is 36 US dollars, and that is crazy. I bought this for 15 Australian dollars just to do the maths here. Okay, just for context, 36 US dollars is 54 Australian dollars, and I bought this for 15 Australian dollars, which is about 10 US dollars. So that is insane. Such a good deal. So I'm thrilled to have this in my stash and we'll find use for it. It's a tonal, so it's very easy to, you know, pair with other things if I end up wanting to use it with something else. It should be pretty easy to find something for it. Okay, that is everything. So to wrap up, we've got this one. We've got these ones. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, 7 kind of like sets of yarn, I guess, if that makes sense, but actually 16 skeins overall. So that was a very, very successful day. I hope you enjoyed the haul. I can't wait to start casting on some fun projects with these yarns when I get around to them. I'm gonna need to add them to my shelf. Maybe I'll quickly get a clip of me adding them on so you can see. I think I actually do have enough space. I've managed to kind of move some things around. I actually should have some space in that shelf over there. So I think that'll probably fill me up, to be honest. But yeah, that will be good because it means that I'll have to be really, really good at either actually using some of the skeins that I haven't yet caked up, or just like not buying very much when I go to Bendigo in a couple of weeks time. So we'll see. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I am sorry to anyone who believed in me and thought that I'd be able to uphold my yarn ban. I think that's English. Yeah, unfortunately I failed, but it was 100% worth it. So yeah, thanks so much for watching and I'll see you in the next one.